Hello and welcome to Braintree High School. We're here at the Alumni Stadium for today's rugby matchup. Braintree High School taking on Marshfield, as Marshfield's going to kick it away to Braintree and going to be down at about the 30-yard line, pretty close to the 70-meter line. I'm Justin Turpin here with BCAM TV's coverage in a game that's traditionally 40 minutes, starting a little bit late here. We're scheduled for 5:30, not starting until 6:05, so clock only 35 minutes for two halves with a 10-minute break in between, so Braintree will get an early throw-in opportunity. Braintree in the blue and white trunks, white shorts. Obviously Marshfield in the green and white, black shorts, as Braintree's trying to move it upfield here and tackled down short. This to me feels like a game that would be better suited to be played on grass, given the turf burns and all the complications on the turf and you're getting thrown down. But they are here on the turf. Need both the uprights, so you get that here. Braintree now deep in their own territory. They're going to punt it away, and they get a good punt there. Can be fielded and dropped, and ball's loose. Picked up by Braintree with the chance to move it forward, and they're going to bring it about midfield. So good job by Braintree. A good punt. They move the ball and a quick whistle there. So it looked like it was going to be fielded cleanly by Marshfield. Couldn't quite come down with it. And the ball came loose, recovered by Braintree. Again, just 23 players allowed on the roster, so you'll have 7 subs. 8 subs, 15 players on the field. I'm going through my notes here. Still a new game to me as well, as we see our first scrum of the game. And what happens, that's what you see right there, is the scrum. Braintree comes away with it, trying to advance it, trying to use the open field, and a drop there, and another quick whistle. So it'll be 8 subs with 15 players on the field at once. And I can give you the names of the players. The numbers are always changing because obviously a new team, they don't have all the jerseys quite yet. So the numbers are changing. So if somebody was wearing one number last game, they might not have it this game. But for Braintree, it'll be Michael Clancy, Brian Rizzo, Alex Conosaluku, Colin Sprague, Austin Colantonio, David Pressman, Joey Malloy, Joe Driscoll, Connor Leahy, Hansgard Dormius, Jack Pursuti, Stephen Luongo, Benjamin Trotta, Joey Alcore, Peter McDonald, Danny O'Brien, Joseph Kakamechoko, Jack Doherty, Connor Archdeacon, Thomas Moreham, Michael Whittam, Michael Romero, and Calvin Tran for Braintree, as they're back in their own territory here. Played about 3 minutes, and a big man run there, going right through him, and the whistle. So Marshfield's got some size on the field, and they've got depth as well. They've got a big team. We saw them warming up, which is pretty good to see out of a public school. I'm talking about it last time, that you usually see a lot of private schools and charter schools that have the rugby teams, and Marshfield's got a pretty big one as they're pretty close to the goal line here, and he just ran him over. Wow, that was a big run. And they're getting really close to the goal line here. Braintree needs a stop desperately. Got to tackle low, obviously, in this game. And it took quite a few Wamps to take that kid down. And Marshfield trying to use the open field. A good move there to get around him, and he's tackled short. So Braintree slowly but surely bringing them backwards. And that ball may now go to Braintree. So they're going to reset it in the center, I believe, here. Maybe not. They stay with Marshfield. Now Braintree's got it deep in their own territory. Got to get out of their goal line here. Marshfield looking for their first try of the game. See if Braintree attempts to punt it out. Some confusion here, and obviously the clock doesn't stop, so it'll be a running clock the entire game, no matter an injury or a timeout or whatever it may be. The clock will not stop. So that's just taking time off the clock, as we're going to get a scrum pretty close to the Braintree goal line. and another whistle. So the referee by himself today. You'll see a couple gentlemen towards the side with yellow flags, one in the white shirt and the other red on the Marshfield sideline, right next to that red flag, and one in the black shirt on the Braintree sideline with the yellow flag. Those are the spot judges. So there's one official and there's the 2 spot judges, so they will be the ones placing the ball, marking where it is. But the referee obviously enforcing all the rules and making sure everything goes as planned. As we get a scrum here, Marshfield comes away with it and a good open field tackle by number 9, but they got it off in time. So obviously with the numbers always changing, don't quite have the jersey numbers for the players because they're always changing. But Braintree's got it now, trying to advance further out of their goal line. They do, so some positive yardage for the Wamps there. So we've played about 6 minutes. A lot of this time being spent near the Braintree goal line, which isn't a good thing, obviously. Always want to be in the offensive zone. Braintree defense doing a good job so far. Just got to get it out of here. So we're going to get another scrum, it appears, about 5 yards from the goal line. So you'll see that ball dropped in the middle. And this is just muscle on muscle. As it's out and picked up by Marshfield and pretty close. He may have gotten in. No signal yet from the spot judges. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't see. I think he's saying no good. See if the points are added. I didn't get a clear indication from the officials. I think he might have went out of bounds with it. And if that's an out of bounds, that is a turnover, and Braintree will get the ball here, and I think that's what it is. So Braintree catches a break here, and now they're going to take advantage of it. So no points awarded. Braintree's going to punt it back to Marshfield, so a chance to get some yardage here, and a break for Braintree. We saw that in their first game. They had a chance to score late and fumbled out of their goal line. As they try to figure it out here. Could be a problem with one official, and a good punt there. I believe that was Joey Malloy for Braintree, and a good one, and pins them deep. See if they can get them down here, and they got them. So a good gang tackle there by Braintree. Going to put them about the 35. Referee busy here early. So this ball's live now, in play, Marshfield with it, and a good lateral at the last second there. And Marshfield advancing it. And down about the 42. They go backwards, and that's a big boy right there with the ball for Marshfield, as you can see. So they have size for sure. And there's a foul. And Marshfield's going to tap it in, and here we go. So trying to use that open field to their advantage, and Braintree gets them down about the 35 here, so limiting the damage, and they get another 5 yards. But a good tackle by Braintree. Obviously the key, tackle low. Now the action right in front of the Braintree sideline, and the whistle. So Braintree hasn't spent a lot of time with the ball in their possession. A lot of defense for them. And they're going to punt it away again. Marshfield hasn't fielded them too cleanly. They get that one though. And trying to work to the open field to the left, and a good pass there. And Sprague almost had the tackle. And the ball's loose. Picked up by Braintree. And Braintree might have their best opportunity of the game here in the offensive zone. Still scoreless here. About 25 minutes to go in the first half. See the touch judges making their way up at about the 30-yard line here. So only 8 substitutions, and we haven't seen Braintree use one yet. Braintree's defense doing a good job keeping them out of the goal line. Some confusion here. It's going to be a throw-in. And Braintree's got it. And a good play by Braintree on the throw-in. And now trying to use that open field. A good run here by Malloy, who keeps going. And a good opportunity for Braintree here, looking for the first points of the game. Still a little ways to go. But they're definitely their best opportunity in this early game. Marshfield taps it in, and they're advancing it. They've been really favoring that right side, maybe seeing something in that Braintree defense that they're looking to exploit. And a lot of whistles here early, kind of killing the pace of the game. They're usually a pretty fast-paced game, which you'd expect with their running clock, but a lot of whistles here. You can't fault Braintree for the mistakes they make, and they're going to make their first substitutions of the game. And that one's coming up here. Look out. And they're going to they're going to mark that at about the 44. I don't know what happened there. Came up our way. And they're going to throw it back in. And they waited for that ball, so they want that one back. It's going to be a throw-in from about the 45. Marshfield's going to be throwing it in, looking to retain the possession, so we get a good look at what that looks like right here, right in front of us. As the player's going to get lifted up in the air, and Marshfield's got it, and plenty of green grass to the left of them if they can get it out there quickly. That's what they do, and they've already gained about 15 yards in doing so, and a good tackle there, kept alive by Marshfield. So Braintree trying to keep it in the offensive zone for them. So got about 21 minutes to go. Again, a lot of stoppages here and a punt, and that one ends up in the trees as well. So, like in golf, keep the ball straight. That's certainly what Marshfield is not doing. Ball might have a hole in it if it goes somewhere else again. So another throw in here. Marshfield will do it. So again, we'll see those players lifted up in the air trying to get the ball. Obviously, meant to be a fast-paced game. Braintree's got it here, but a lot of whistles killing it. And again, that could be a problem with just one official. That's how the game is played. You got the two not down judges, that's football, touch judges. You get two of them, but you get one official, one referee. And that's a bad attempt at a tackle by Braintree. They get lucky there with the ball coming out. Can't tackle high. Most times won't bring the player to the ground. Still scoreless here, so as they work back towards the Braintree goal line. Haven't seen a try yet today. And another whistle. Gotta think that stoppages are starting to get to the players a little bit. You can't really get into a rhythm. And another ball kicked near out of bounds, stayed in. A good tackle by Braintree at about the 44. Marshfield trying to play it quick right in front of their bench. And they do. I'm going to pick up about 5. The ball might have came out there, and it was recovered by Braintree in the air. So Braintree's going to lay with it and try to go. So here we go, Braintree. And I think there was Malloy to try to take it himself. And another whistle. So 19 minutes to go here in the first half of a scoreless game. Braintree with possession. And ready to kick it back, I believe. And it's going to be a punt. And that one goes out of bounds too, over to the baseball field. So not very windy here today, just not keeping the ball straight. And again, the clock doesn't stop, so they're just going to keep on moving. So far, a very slow-paced game, which usually isn't the case. Haven't seen too many big plays. We've seen some good defensive plays, but offensively, you know, what usually the audience looks for is the offense in every sport. Haven't seen much of that today. That can all change quickly. Obviously, one big play with a throw-in, retained by Braintree. They're going to get a chance here. Going to back it up and try to set something up on offense. This is a long go, breaking tackles, and there he goes. That's the running back in him, and I was just alluding to the big play Braintree's been looking for. As a Luongo, a football player. No stranger to running with green grass on this field. And Braintree trying to work quickly here. This is Malloy, who loses quite a few yards there. And Braintree going to work quickly again, and a good tackle there, but a whistle is blown. So another good opportunity for Braintree in the long run for Luongo. Our first real big offensive player of the game. And they kick it out of bounds, and this one goes on the fence too. So those touch judges are busy trying to spot exactly where the ball goes. So where the ball lands out of bounds, where it crosses the out of bounds line in the air, is where that ball gets spotted. So it'll be a throw in here. Braintree going to get some water, make some substitutions. And the Braintree bench obviously following with the action, as with the Marshfield bench. As we're going to see a throw in here, and Braintree's going to go up and get it. And a good pitch there. Braintree's got a good run and steps out of bounds at about the 10. So Braintree getting pretty close to that goal line, looking to get the first points of the game on the board. And because he stepped out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for Marshfield. So they're going to move some flags here. And we're actually going to have an injury. So the clock will continue to move. The injured player right along the Braintree sideline. Teams will catch their breath. Seems to be an upper body. They try to work with the arm here. Never want to speculate, just hope the player's okay. And the player is up and trying to stretch out that shoulder, so definitely looked like an upper body injury. See if he stays in the game. Again, substitutions are limited. and he is going to come off. So it's going to be a throw-in now. Again, they try to make those injured players get off the field as quickly as possible because the clock doesn't stop moving. You see the player continue to work on that left arm. And a throw in by Marshfield. Oh, good play by Braintree, almost had it. Retained by Marshfield. Looking for a takeaway here. They're going to need it. Still scoreless here, about 14 and a half to go in the first half. And that throw might have went forward, so that should be, yeah, it'll be a throw in for Braintree. That was a forward pass that landed out of bounds. See, Braintree's going to get ready to throw it in here. So another good opportunity if they can win the throw-in. Try to punch the first points of the game on. And Braintree's got it. Working with it at about the 25. Looking for some green grass. And Luongo threw it behind him, retained by Braintree. Trying to move it forward is Driscoll. He's at the 35, goes down. Braintree trying to move quickly here. Plenty of time to work with. Just want to get back into that, deep into the Marshfield zone, close to that goal line as we got 13:45 to go. And that's Sprague who got a big hit put on him there. And Marshfield's off and running. So a big play of the Marshfield offense here. And that's how quickly things can change. Ball in the back, ball's loose, picked up by Braintree, and they get it right back. So now starting to see that fast-paced. Hopefully the whistles can stay away for now. See what the game is really like. Typically don't see all these whistles and all these stoppages, and a good broken tackle there by Braintree as they get back into Marshfield territory. Trying to work, and they always try to find that open area, and it looked like he had quite a few players over there. I think it was Alcore leading the way on the far right at midfield. See if they call this a maul. I don't think they will. So they're going to let him keep going. Marshfield trying to move it forward. And if he got by that tackle, it would have been a big play. So another good play by the Braintree defense. Now going to limit this damage as Marshfield just methodically moving the ball up the field, now at the 30-yard line. We are certainly seeing that fast-paced action now like we expected to see, and a good play here by the Marshfield offense. And a good juke there, and gets down close to the 16-yard line, so Marshfield got another opportunity. Braintree's defense has stood tall down on this side of the field. Try to keep this thing tied or even take a lead before halftime. Marshfield's got some players to the left. See if they didn't try to pass it, so it looked like for sure if he passed it a little bit to his left, they could have punched something in there, but couldn't do it. Still some positive yardage. Marshfield trying to get off to a quick start, and here's when the Braintree goal line defense has to stand tall. About 5-6 yards away, and Braintree's got it, and a whistle. Quickly thrown back in, and I think we've got a try here. So Marshfield's going to jump on top 5-0. I believe that's what they're going to call it. Yes, so it'll be a successful try for Marshfield, so they'll go up 5-0. They'll go up for the conversion next. See who they send out for the conversion. So you see the player set up right at the 20, right near the Marshfield huddle. If he gets this through the uprights, it's 2 more points. It's up, and couldn't tell from this angle. See what the official signals. Didn't see it. Didn't see a signal from him. So we'll see what the scoreboard reads. I think it was wide left. That's why they're right under. You saw one of those judges right below. One of the touch judges, and he put the flag to his left. I think that is to signal no good. Obviously a new game to me as well. Just gonna run over to the scorer's table and tell them what's going on. So we'll see what the scoreboard reads. The touch judge just went over to the scores table. And, all right, so it was no good. So it did go wide to the left as the score reads 5-0. So a try is worth 5 points. A try would be a touchdown in football. So 5-0 Marshfield here with 9:40 to go. And Braintree doing a good job defensively still to keep this a 5-0 game. I mean, they've had their opportunities on offense, just haven't been able to bring it in. As Braintree's going to kick it away and see if they struggle to field again. They do, so another opportunity for Braintree. They're going to let this go out of bounds. And it will. So it took a Marshfield bounce and took a bounce out of bounds. We approach the 9-minute mark. This might be a re-kick. So, unless it's a scrum at midfield for the ball, which is actually what it's going to be. So, haven't seen something like that before. This is, again, real new to me. So that's going to be a scrum right at midfield here. See who gets the ball. So good opportunity for Braintree. Get it right back. As you said, the ball will get thrown right in the middle by the Marshfield player and think they've got possession. They do. And they've got some green grass now. Players coming out of the scrum. Marshfield a chance to advance the ball and a good tackle, but they got it off just in time. So now working their way all the way to the Braintree 40. Where they finally go down. Eight minutes to go here in a 5-0 game in favor of Marshfield. Braintree hasn't gone too deep into their bench with their substitutions. We've kind of seen the same core guys out there for the Wamps. I actually saw the uniforms up close for the first time prior to the game, and it's actually got the Town of Braintree logo over the right chest. It looks pretty cool. Haven't seen a design like that where it's got the Braintree Town logo. Usually you see the B or, well, formerly the Wamp head, but Town logo on these ones, obviously brand new team this year. For a game with so much that goes into it, got to credit the players and the coaching staff from Braintree to really have all their stuff together. You don't see a ton of fouls called or a lot of mistakes on the Braintree side, and they've held with some tough teams. They sit at 1-2 in the season, and the kick's going to go out of bounds, and that'll stay on the track. Approach 6:50 to go in the first half. So the pace starting to slow down again like we saw. For a little while there, we got a good look at how the game should be played. As we're going to have a throw in here. Braintree will be doing the duties. And they got it. So Braintree trying to move it forward here. And an in cut there by Luongo, trying to get it off. Nobody was there. Strong hands to hold it down, and he got it taken away. But Luongo had the strong hands holding the ball up there. That's a big ball, much bigger than it looks. The rugby ball it's huge. So to be able to control that thing, some strong hands. And we get another whistle here. Definitely a beautiful day to play some rugby. The high was like 64 today. Starting to get a little bit more chilly as it gets a little dark. Looking at weather says 68, still feels like 68. I don't know if I would agree with that. A little bit more chillier, still nice out, but Marshfield trying to work with it, and a good tackle there. And that was Joe Driscoll for Braintree, who laid, I'm sorry, that was Joey Alcore. I heard the Joey's. I know a couple of these kids from other sports, so I can decipher some. As we got 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 5-0 in favor of Marshfield. It'll be a throw in here, right in front of the Marshfield bench at about the 50-yard line. Sorry, it's going to be a scrum. It looked like they were setting up for a throw-in, and then they go into the scrum formation here, so they're going to push, and we'll see who comes away with the ball. Marshfield looked like they blew Braintree off the line there, and that's exactly what happened. So, ooh, and he runs right through him, and that got a reaction from the Marshfield sideline. So getting a look at how violent the sport can be, as he goes right through him, pushes him right off, and a good run as they tap it in. And continue to try to move here. And this is already a 10, 15-yard game. He even went for a little bit of a stiff arm there. Went high on the Braintree defender, trying to keep him away. So Marshfield trying to add to their lead here. We just had a card given, just had a yellow card given to Braintree. It'll be on Joey Malloy for the Wamps, so he will come off. And Marshfield starts right away, so might have said something to the official, because it was certainly in between plays. It wasn't during the play, so he said something to the official that warranted the yellow card. We got 3 minutes to go here. Marshfield closing in on the goal line as we've got another quick whistle. So they get set for the scrum. And again, looks like Braintree was blowing off the line. And a ball goes out of bounds out of the back. So see if Braintree gets a chance to punt it away, which could be a good thing, because the chances of Braintree scoring here with 2 minutes, got to go the length of the field, probably not totally high, so maybe try to get this back to some common ground here. And they get a good punt, fielded at about the 40. Wasn't fielded cleanly again, but it goes out of bounds. So you saw Corey there for Braintree, who was getting ready to pick it up and take it the other way. It was touched, so he could have done it. But regardless, gets the ball out of the Braintree zone. It's going to be a throw-in here, and Braintree will be doing the duties. With 1 minute and 15 to go, Braintree's got it. And this is Colantonio for the Wamps. Gets out to about the 40. We approach 1 minute to go here. Braintree getting ready to kick it back. So see if they can milk some clock here. Good kick there by Braintree, going to go out at about the 33. And as you see the touch judge raising the flag. And a throw in for the Wamps down to 21 seconds. So damage controlled at the end of the first half for Braintree. As you saw, Marshfield was nearing that Goal line for Braintree. They're going to throw it in here. Braintree wins it, and they're just going to kick it back. And a smart play there by Braintree, not give them any opportunity. And the clock reads zeros on the scoreboard, obviously not the official time. So it might be some added time here. Not added time, but obviously, again, the referee has the official time, so. Going to be in the final seconds here. So we'll get a scrum here. And I think once Marshfield or Braintree gets possession, it'll end the first half. So Marshfield's got it. Trying to make something happen. Probably not a lot of time. Again, the clock that we see on the scoreboard reads zeros. And Braintree's got it. And Luongo's still moving with it, and we get a whistle. So Marshfield taps it in. Braintree trying to keep them in front here. And a good run there, close to the track. And I don't know what the holdup is here now. So Marshfield taps it in, working their way to about the 30-yard line. And the carry, and an opportunity here. As they're going to take it a good gain there. Take it all the way to about the 15. So Braintree's defense going to stand tall again. Again, can't imagine there's much time left on this clock. And Braintree might have this ball. I think number 2 has it for Braintree, unless the player's on his back there. And the ball was loose. And Braintree's got it. And a good play by Braintree to take over possession. Seems like Braintree's starting to try to save some time here. Trying to move it forward. And that could have been trouble. You saw somebody come screaming across. And the kick. And that, I think, will do it for the first half. So, Braintree going to go down 5-0 here at the end of 1. And they'll take a 10-minute break. We'll take one with them. I'm Justin Turpin with Beat Camp TV's coverage of Braintree High School varsity rugby taking on Marshfield in a 5-0 game. We'll be back right after this.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. It's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
Welcome back into Braintree High School. We've played 35 minutes, 35 to go here in a 5-0 game. So we've seen some great defensive play on both sides. And I think this game's starting to get a little more chippy than we can tell up here. Just as we saw during the halftime break, the official pulled the 2 captains for both sides. It was Brian Rizzo, and I don't have the Marshfield roster in front of me, but they pulled the 2 captains to midfield and seemed to be talking to them about it. So that and what the head coach saying nobody talks when they were going into the first half. Seems pretty apparent what's going on there. As we're off to a fast start here. So we see some changes for Braintree. Trailing just by 5. So just by a try. Obviously conversion was no good, went wide left. We saw that here. But we're going to get a scrum right in front of us. So I think Braintree's going to drop it in. You see number 9 with the ball. He's going to drop it right in the center there. And there it goes. So he's going to go and try to grab it himself there. Got caught up, and he does. So good job by Braintree on the try. And Luongo couldn't field it cleanly, and the whistle is blown. So you got to catch it in the air. So Braintree's going to punt it away to Marshfield. And a good kick, got a lot on it, just couldn't stay straight. So they're actually going to mark this out at about the 18-yard line. So it goes deep into the Marshfield zone. Just could have went a lot deeper had it stayed in. So something weird going on today for both teams. The ball just, when it's kicked, is not traveling the way it should. And so we're going to get a throw in here. It'll be Rizzo for Braintree. To throw it in. And Braintree's got it. And a dangerous pass there was bouncing. Well played. And whistle blows. So Braintree doing a great job defensively. And they've had their opportunities on offense, just haven't been able to get it in. As they're working, Marshfield gets it to about the 30. 5-yard gain there. As they're moving quickly there, and a dangerous throw recovered by Marshfield. So it's a little bit behind him, but it hit the ground. It didn't hit his hands first, so it wasn't a drop. They're setting up for a scrum here. Braintree's got the ball, so the Braintree player on the far left is going to try to drop it in. You see the Braintree offensive players, the attackers, moving to the right. Try to find that open space, and he couldn't field it cleanly. And this could be trouble. And it is, and that's trouble. That's exactly what could not happen for Braintree. Couldn't field it cleanly, and they get a break there. So the Marshfield player didn't think he could beat them in the foot race, threw it out of bounds behind him. So it's going to be a throw in. So that's the difficulties with the scrum. So Braintree couldn't field it cleanly. Marshfield took it, ran the other way with it. And honestly, if he kept running, it looked like he had some room up here. But obviously they've been running now for 35 minutes, now 40 minutes, as we played 5 here in the second half. And the break was well short of 10 minutes. It's usually supposed to be a universal 10-minute break. Didn't get that today. Maybe that's because the game started a little bit late, but Braintree's got it, so no harm, no foul for the Wamps on that, what could have been a disastrous play. They get the lucky bounce, throwing it out of bounds, and Braintree trying to move it up the field here. Just got to get it out of their own zone. Picking up 3 yards there, and a whistle blows. And that's Corey coming in for Braintree. Looks like they're going to punt it away. And that kick's going to go wide right too, and it almost hit a spectator who was in the front of the golf cart. Again, not sure what's going on here. All the ball is traveling well wide. Seeing it on a couple passes too, where it just gets out of the control of the offensive players. So it's going to be a throw in here. It'll be Rizzo throwing in for the Wamps. See, it might be Malloy that tries to go up and get it. It's Moorhan, and it was overthrown, but Driscoll comes down with it. So Braintree ball, whistle blows. Set up for a scrum here. See, I think Braintree's got the ball. So it's number 9 again. And he had that disastrous play last time. See if he can control it cleanly this time. He's going to try to go to this left side. He does. Kicked out. Still kicked around. And he's got it. They're going to reset and try to use that open field. Cut back inside. And nobody home. That was a tough hit there after he had released the ball. Oh, Malloy drops it. And a quick tackle there by Marshfield. Braintree, the ball at about the 35, about to punt it back. So they're going to be close on that right hash. So if the ball keeps traveling the way it has been, this could go out of bounds early, and that's exactly what happened. So I don't know what has gotten in, and it goes as a 6-yard punt. And it was scary because they had the ball on the right side. And I was mentioning it right before it happened that with them being so close, we'll see how far it goes. And it ends up being 6 yards, so Braintree's going to need to win this throw-in, or this could be trouble. And they did it, and the ball was loose. And it might have been recovered by Marshfield. Can't see with the bodies on the ground there. And Braintree's got it. So you see Malloy coming out of the pile. The laws of gravity not on the side of the Wamps here today. They get 2 yards there. Still 5-0 here. A late Marshfield try. Put them on top about midway through the first half. This could be another punt situation for Braintree. So right in the middle of the field. So by my estimate, this would land at about the 50 or 45-yard line. We'll see how far it goes. That's just my guess the way they've been going, and got a lot more on that. So looks like they're going to spot it at about the 38. So 38-37 right in the middle. So good job by Braintree getting it back in the offensive zone for them. Now just get the ball right here on the throw-in. Obviously easier said than done. And covered by Braintree. Trying to use that open field here. So the Wagyu had the big run earlier in the game. Braintree trying to work with it. I don't think that pass was intended to anyone directly. Could have an injured Braintree player here. They're trying to grab a knee. I think that's Luongo down. He still hasn't gotten up. Looking at his lower leg. See some frustration boiling for Braintree. As athletic trainer Kara Hines comes out to check on Luongo. And I think it might have been just a cramp. So I'm trying to stretch it out, trying to walk it off. So now I've been running for 45 minutes straight. Not many water breaks, obviously. So it appears it was just a cramp for Luongo. He will remain in the game. And we're getting late. Obviously, we're going to start to see that, where players will start to cramp up. And this game also started about 30, 45 minutes late. So players had been warming up before them, all ready to go. So now I've been going since about 4:30 they started warming up. So it's now 2.5 hours. So cramps will start to build. This is where you got to dig deep, as we got 24 minutes to go here in the game. So it'll be a scrum here at about the 45-yard line. Ball rolled out, recovered by Braintree. This could be trouble too. Ball still loose, try to kick it forward, and that, if that was cleanly fielded, that could have been a problem. So dangerous play there. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish with the kick. Kind of kicked it nowhere. Just kind of kicked it in the air. That ball got some air under it. And we'll set up for another scrum. So Braintree, a little bit careless here in the second half. Making some dangerous plays. As they're going to pick it up here, that ball was kind of thrown out in the middle of nowhere. Tackles high, Luongo breaking tackles, gets across down to 34. And another low pass here. So Braintree's passing has not been good here in the second half. A lot of low passes getting away, which obviously you can't have when trying to advance the ball. Still anyone's ball game here early on. 22 minutes to go here in the game. That's according to the scoreboard clock, obviously not the official time. So we'll say about 22, 25 minutes left in just a 5-0 game. So all Braintree needs is a try, and if they get the conversion, they'd actually be on top. But got to move and advance the ball in order to do so, and you got to get into that offensive zone. So it'll be a scrum here, another opportunity for Braintree, and Marshfield's going to roll it in. And it's in the back there, picked up, and trying to get a quick tackle, way too high on the tackle, and he gets burned. Grabbing the jersey, trying to stop him, and he does just before the goal line. So it has not been a great half for number 9 for Braintree. As the try is good, that'll put Marshfield on top 10-0. Stand up here, try to get a better view of the conversion. See if I can get it here. I believe it will be from the left hash this time around. So it has not been a great half for number 9 for Braintree. It's tackled way too high on that one. It's an easy tackle to break, so they are going to kick it from the left hash. It'll be spotted right at the 20. So this is a tough play. It's not an easy kick, especially given how the balls have been flying today. And obviously all eyes on him. You see the Marshfield head coach right behind him in the crouch. So they're going to move it forward. So they're going to set it up for the 15. And the ball continues to roll off a cone. So it's not off a tee or anything. It's off like a training cone. The kick is up, and that is good. So that'll be 2 more points. As you see the spot judge raise the flag. That'll be 2 more points. That'll make it a 12-0 game. in favor of Marshfield. So those careless passes and just kind of simple mistakes coming back to hurt Braintree. That's really the first one to do so, though. We've seen some passes get away and things of that nature. But that's just an easily coachable mistake. Obviously, this is just their 4th game playing, and by no means is this over. But got to score first. You can't look at it as a 12-point game. You got to look at this as just score and score again. So the kick, good one by Braintree, goes deep. Marshfield trying to set up some blockers. And a good return out to about the 28, 29 yard line. We are now under 20 minutes to go. And another big run for Marshfield. If he can beat number 15, it's a foot race. If he can beat him, he's gone. And a good angle tackle, pursuit tackle by number 15 there, bring him down. But nonetheless, a big gainer for Marshfield. So a good tackle there. Possibly saving a try. A good job to go where the player's going, not where he is, on the angle pursuit tackle. Again, saving a try. So we'll have a scrum right here at about the 20. Braintree looks like it's going to roll it in. So it's number 9 with the ball. He's going to try to roll it in. So an opportunity here for Braintree to get the ball back and hopefully advance it pretty quickly. That ball's gobbled up and picked up by Marshfield. If things couldn't go any worse for Braintree. Got to keep them out of the end zone here, the goal line. With a try here, this game could be just about out of reach. So Braintree defense needs to stand tall here. They'll get another try. Braintree trying to get it, they do. And that pass is dropped, picked up, and down about the 16. So that should have been blown dead. So you see even the spot judge kind of throw his hand up and saying it should have been stopped. And that one wasn't stopped either. And there it is. So the whistle comes quickly after. So they missed the first one. But he gets at that one again. Can't necessarily fault the official. He's by himself here and a lot to look at. There's 30 players on the field at once. You know, pace of play is one thing, and that's in every sport, and especially one that's timed. You know, often hear pace of play in baseball, but obviously it's not timed, or volleyball, but rugby's timed, and it's a pretty hard and fast time. So all these downtime here, you know, tough to get players into a rhythm. There's the scrum retained by Braintree. They're going to go deep, and they're going to try to punt it, and that goes nowhere. So it was kicked from the goal line. That ends up going about 12 yards and almost took out a spectator down there. So we're going to throw in here for Braintree. I think Marshfield's actually going to be the ones to throw it in. We saw Rizzo coming by, thought he was going to do it. But the kick was out of bounds on Braintree, so it'll be on Marshfield to throw in. And it's a trick play, and that will be a try. Braintree gets caught lacking. They were all ready for obviously the jump, the throw in, and they go with a little underneath, and the sideline was all theirs. And obviously you're seeing the experience of the two teams coming out now. Again, Marshfield, given the numbers they have, you can tell they know a little bit more than Braintree. Obviously in their 3rd game, as we'll have a try, or the conversion attempt here, trying to make it a 19-0 game. This time spotted at the 20. on the far right, on far left, excuse me. And the conversion is no good. It goes wide to the right. So it'll stay a 17-0 game. Braintree looking to get on the board. 14:43 was the number read on the scoreboard here for time left in a 17-0 game. Obviously, official clock might be a little different, but given the circumstances of a 17-0 game, can't imagine much time would be added. I think they'd kind of go off that scoreboard as the Marshfield defense continues to do a great job. Braintree had opportunities in the first half, really have not had anything here in the second. Let's see if Braintree goes into their bench. It's kind of tough. We get 7 or 8 substitutes, excuse me. So Braintree's going to punt it away. And it's a short kick, right about the 30, fielded by Marshfield, where he is met. You can't fault Braintree for that throw, and that's a beautiful play. The Braintree defense has done their job. I mean, when you're on the field playing defense, we've played here about an hour, 55 minutes. When you're on defense for, I'd say about 40, 45 minutes of that, you're bound to let up points. I mean, that's in any sport. You need to get the ball on the side of your offense. You need to control the ball on offense, and Braintree just hasn't done that. The big plays have been all in favor of Marshfield. As Braintree wins the scrum here, tries to move it forward, and they tried a little crossing pattern themselves, and Luongo could have had a chance there, but it wasn't fielded cleanly. So all little mistakes for Braintree, nothing glaringly obvious that they are doing terribly wrong. It's the bounces aren't going their way. And you look at that Marshfield sideline and you see a significantly more number of players. And that's all about building a program. So, you know, you can tell that Marshfield's had a program for a while here, obviously a first-year program in Braintree. You don't want to make excuses for a team, but obviously players with more experience, and probably 1 or 2 of these Braintree kids have played rugby before. And for Marshfield, obviously this is a varsity sport, so maybe they've been playing for 4 years, so it's a little different in terms of experience and all that, as Marshfield's trying to get it here, and a big hit by Alcore.
Hey boys, everybody's gonna be working like Joey was right there. Let's go. It's your choice. Knock on one out of bounds.
So Braintree got a choice, a scrum or a throw-in. I think they're going to go with the throw-in. You see Rizzo holding the ball right in front of the spot judge. We approach the 11.5-minute mark left in this one in a 17-0 game, and that's picked off by Marshfield. So Braintree was just saying there really hasn't been one thing they've been doing terribly wrong. They haven't really won a lot of the throw-ins. Obviously, you can't fault the try, like I said. The one they scored on, that was just a great play. But in times like that, and some of those mistakes can't be happening, as Marshfield trying to move it quickly into the open field. They got an opportunity here, maybe 1 or 2 more passes. There it is, they got it. Trying to cut back, and the tackle is made. So about 24 yards from the goal line, and a late hit there, and the kids were going at it quickly, separated. So they're about 10 yards now from the goal line. Marshfield trying to make it a 22-0 lead with under 12 to go. And breaking tackles is Marshfield, and it takes a herd of Braintree Wamps to bring them down. Let's see what Marshfield's got here. Breaking tackles and making moves. Standing right about 5 yards from the goal line here. You see the goal line with the pylon. You see the big orange pylons they use in football. That would be the goal line. I call this a scrum, I believe. Braintree might get a chance to, I'm not sure what the whistle was. Braintree will get a chance to punt it away, so good job by Braintree defense. And the kick, that one's going to stay in bounds, but it wasn't a great kick. Wasn't fielded cleanly either, and a huge hit laid out by El Corey. He's been flying around and laying the lumber on quite a few of these kids, and he took a shot on that one too. So he grabs a seat. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. As you see, he looked at athletic trainer Kara Hines. And that was a big hit. Obviously no pads being worn, so you both feel it, that's for sure. And that one got a reaction out of the Braintree sideline. Corey seems to be all right. As it's getting to desperation time for Braintree here. Under 10 to go, down 17. With a chance here with the scrum. And they get blown off again, picked up by Marshfield, whistle blows. So another scrum opportunity here. Braintree needs a big play in a big way. And that one picked up by Braintree. And deep into their own zone. This is trouble. Got to get it out. And tackle made in the 10-yard line. And an injured player here. Just a little bit slow to get up. So he's all right. Heard the whistle, saw the player down, but the player is okay. Braintree going to punt it away, and that one goes out of bounds as well. Heading towards the baseball field, stays in the yard. See kind of a quiet in the Braintree stands on the Braintree sideline, trailing 17. Just trying to play for pride here at this point. A comeback seems near impossible. But as Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible, and maybe not after this. Pretty close. Spot judge is really close to that pylon. No signal yet. He was pretty close. I think he was short. So ruled short. And a foul ball comes right in on the baseball field. Lands right in the middle. So luckily didn't hit anybody. No heads up call or anything from the baseball field. But lands harmlessly in between. Not sure what's going on here now. Saw the official and the spot judge talking. I think it's going to be a punt for Braintree here. Under 7 to go. And the kick didn't get much on that. Fielded cleanly by Marshfield, trying to advance it. And he tries to go through the big Alex Kunsluku. Not a good idea as he wraps him up. Marshfield trying to move it quickly here. And up the sideline could be trouble. And Braintree makes another good tackle along that sideline. Marshfield trying to advance it and had a chance there, Braintree did. And they scoop it up. So their possession now. Trying to get a point on the board. Player walking the tightrope along the out of bounds line, comes back in. See the Braintree bench is cleared out, as there's another game after this. So whatever Braintree's got on the field right now is what they're going to play with. And this could be some big trouble for Braintree. And they get lucky with the drop. So it was one pass away from a successful try there. So clock ticking low here. The next game, the junior varsity breaking behind right there. So looking ahead, I see 8 players for the Braintree JV team and a lot more for Marshfield. So probably some varsity players will have to double dip here. The ones that maybe didn't play a ton, as it's a hard tackle, loses the ball. And a little slow to get up. There's the ball carrier. Marshfield trying to move it along quickly. Under 4 minutes to go here in a 17-0 game. And a late tackle there. Malloy didn't like that, threw the ball back at him and gets up and mouthing off. That might be another yellow card if, nope, they're not going to give it. That would have been his second. But he didn't like the late tackle. And I don't blame him. It was well after the whistle. And we said things were getting a little chippy here, it seemed, in the second half. That's what we're talking about. Some confusion here. I think the referee is talking to Malloy. So we have under 3 minutes to go. So clock continues to trickle down. Marshfield taps it in, and a violation. Can hear some trash talk down there. This one nears the end. And a scrum attempt here. Braintree gonna roll it in and pick it up. Gonna move quickly here. And a cut back, going the other way. And that might have gained about a yard. And another quick whistle. Braintree trying to hurry. Both teams trying to hurry, trying to get some points on the board. And that's a carry, taking all of Braintree to bring them down 5 yards from the goal line. And that is going to be a try for Marshfield. So maybe the trash talk kind of infused a little bit into that, as Marshfield jumps on top 22-0. And they'll go for the conversion to make it 24. As the clock runs down, at least on our scoreboard here, and I wouldn't be surprised if after this conversion, they call the game. So it's going to be right from the center. Just going to set it up from the 15. Trying to make it a 24-0 lead in favor of Marshfield. And it wasn't to his perfection standards. Oh, and they tried to go for a fake, tried to go out and block it, and conversion is good. So it didn't matter anyway. It'll be 24-0 Marshfield. See if they make them kick off again. Our clock reads 0 here on the scoreboard. So I think that might do it. Spot judges on the field as well. And that will do it. So that will do it as Braintree falls to Marshfield 24-0 here. And the Braintree defense did their best. I mean, just some risky plays that went the wrong way. As Braintree will fall to 1-3 on the season. And that'll do it for our coverage today. This has been Justin Turple with BCAM TV's coverage. We thank you for watching. We thank our camera operator John here today. As this will end in a 24-0 loss. We thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time.